gorgeous Wednesday evening here on Central Vancouver Island. We get set for leg 2 of our Wednesday night's doubleheader of League One action here in Nanaimo. It is the hometown Harbourside FC taking on the visiting Vancouver Whitecaps FC. Good evening, everybody. My name is Alex Ronsley here at Kickoff Stadium in Nanaimo to bring you all the action of today's game. An 8 o'clock kickoff between these two teams. The women kicked off at 5:45, wrapped up about 15 or 20 minutes ago. The Whitecaps getting out to a 4-1 lead and a 4-1 win. Jasmine Wilkinson, the lone goal for the hometown Harborside FC in a game that the Whitecaps really controlled that first 20-30 minutes. Harborside got themselves back in, and then just a bit of a chess match in the second half. Conditions at pitch level here this evening, pretty much ideal. About 19 degrees in the city at the moment. Very, very light winds. The sun setting in behind us. Just an absolutely beautiful, stunning night for football here in Nanaimo. We will see some very light clouds, very high wispy clouds. No precipitation. Hasn't rained in Nanaimo in weeks. And we will look forward to just an absolutely picture-perfect evening of soccer here in Nanaimo. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for Harborside FC. It'll be Cal Weir in net for the home team. He'll have an semblance of 5 in front of him. It's a main back 3 anchored by the captain, Matt Marasa, who we'll hear from in our halftime show with some support. So again, Matt Marasa, and then he's joined by Matthew Coburn and Fergus Hall in that back 3, and then the 2 wingbacks helping out as well. On the left side, Johnny McKenzie, and on the right side, Jordan McKenzie. Through center in the midfield, Charlie Purcell will partner with Reese Farragher, and then the 3 up front, Suka Bahari, who has scored a pair of goals for Harborside here in Nanaimo and has been just a real linchpin of the Harborside offense. He'll play on that left attacking midfield role. Over on the far side will be Ambrose Tinmouth, and then the man in the middle, the striker, will be Mowbray Bajin as that lone attacking presence up front. For the visiting Vancouver Whitecaps, Ben Alexander gets the start in net. The 10 in front of him will be Nicholas White, Kochi Poon, Jaden Manetta, Joven Mann, Nikos Clark Tozak, Brennan First, the captain, Michael Hennessy coming off a hat-trick in his last outing against Altitude, Dalen Velios, Yayo Mutumbo, and Luke Norman are the 11 to start. I didn't mention on the bench for Harborside, it'll be Brown, Tadam, Bellido, Bagiopoulos, Chitani, and Aber. For the Whitecaps, D'Souza, the backup goaltender, and then the 6 on screen you can see there getting ready for kickoff as the teams beginning to make their way out to center. The Vancouver Whitecaps being led out by Brennan First. Harborside being led out by Matt Marasa. We'll hear from him coming up at halftime.
Number 6, Reese Farragher. Number 7, Sucha.
The games for Harborside, the men's team, have been fast-paced. Certainly full of drama. You go back to opening game against Unity, and Matt Marasa will talk about it coming up at halftime. 16, 17 minutes, and home team in your debut game down a man. This team has really had to come together, and that's what the crux of the conversation with Matt is about coming up at halftime. So teams lining up for our national anthem as we get set here at Kickoff in Nanaimo on a beautiful, beautiful Wednesday evening. Fans still continuing to make their way down to 3rd Street here in the stadium complex in Nanaimo. And just an absolutely stunning evening. A few hundred people here, probably say in the neighborhood of 400 to 500. I'm notoriously bad at guessing those sorts of numbers, however, but a good crowd both sides of the pitch. Probably about 2/3 to 3/4 on this side as far as the far stands. We'll pause now for our national anthem. getting set to go here from Kickinishtuk in Nanaimo. The handshakes at half. We'll have the coin toss and then get set for this afternoon or this evening's contests. The Vancouver Whitecaps coming into action here this evening with a record of 1-2 in League One play so far this season. They are, however, coming off a win in their last outing back on May the 12th against Altitude, that via a 4-1 scoreline. Their other two results against Victoria on April 30th and Rivers on May 7th both ended in 1-1 scorelines. The team of the week for the league in week 3, which was issued May 17th, featured 3 Vancouver Whitecaps. All 3 will play here tonight. Michael Hennessy for his hat-trick against Altitude, Brennan First, the captain, and Nikos Clark-Tozak, all a part of that team. A couple of Harborside players in there as well. For Harborside, they're coming off a 1-0 results on the wrong end of that results to the Victoria Highlanders here on Friday night. Conceded early, had lots of chances to get back into that game, just struggled to execute in the final third and had to settle for a 1-0 loss there, 1-2 this season. Coming up at halftime, as we mentioned, we'll talk with captain of Harborside's men's team, Matt Marassa. So the Whitecaps staging to our right. Appears they'll move from our right to left in this first half. Harborside from left to right in their home blues. The two-tone blue and white trim. Playing that 5 at the back, anchored by the 3 in the middle, and then the 2 wing-backs. 2 in the middle in that central midfield role, and then 3 up front. If you missed it from earlier on, starting lineup: McKenzie, Marassa, Coburn, McKinty, and Hall are that 5 at the back. Purcell, Farragher in midfield, and then 3 up front for Harry, Tinmouth, and Mowbray, the target man. Whitecaps will have kickoff. And we are set to go here from Kickinishtuk in Nanaimo. My name is Alex Ronsley. Pleasure to have you on board here on a beautiful, beautiful Wednesday evening. The lights just beginning to turn on. We'll see their impact as the game goes on. Whitecaps get first use of the ball, moving from our right to left in their road whites with the navy and red trim. As we said in the women's game, if some of the player IDs for the Whitecaps are a little bit slow, particularly to start. Here's Poon down the left side. The red outline on the jersey numbers with the white jersey can be tough to pick up, certainly from distance, as the Whitecaps sort of shot from just on the edge of the area, all on that right side, wide of the goal. Cal Weir not troubled. The Whitecaps, the Harborside numbers, I should say, significantly easier to pick up with the white number on the darker blue jersey, so it's just a little bit difficult, particularly at certain angles with the Whitecaps, but we'll get them as they kind of come in formation. We'll get to know that pretty quick here as our first half rolls on. We'll start the clock. And we are underway here in this first half. Coburn along the right side will play it up. Intended there for Mowbray, but trying to knock it down. Farragher finds a lead back to Marassa. On that far side, it'll be McKenzie, pardon me. Whitecaps able to regain control, and they'll work it around their defense. Back into net, Alexander, high and a long clearance all the way down to the Harborside half. Little back heel there from McKinty along this near side. Finds Tinmouth. Little give and go with Mowbray. Tinmouth drops it back off Purcell. On that left side, jumping up into the rush. That's McKenzie. Overlapping. Trying to find Bahari. Out to the middle. Farragher. On that far side, Bahari, the intended target. Good read of the play, though, by the Whitecaps. They give it straight back. Purcell. McKenzie. Working it around. Just still controlling the pace. Coburn, right side. McKinty and McKenzie along those wing backs just apparently given license to get their way upfield, which is good to see. An attacking mindset early from Harbourside. A lofted ball intended for Mowbray Bergen, but finds it off the little back heel. McKinty, rolling ball. Can he get there in time? He cannot. Just ran out of real estate. A little bit of a delay there as perhaps sneakily McKinty just sort of kicking that into the corner, but there wasn't a backup ball to be had, or at least ready to go. A little bit of a delayed start after the ball rolled down for a goal kick. Referees today, Ben Clark is in the middle. The two assistants, Rodrigo Zanodiowski and Rowan Stafford. Fourth official is Ross Cameron. Purcell trying to control and knock a ball down. Gets it right at halfway. Purcell back. Marassa's in support. Goes back to Weir. Weir will clear it long for Mowbray. Trying to latch onto it, but Whitecaps there. Purcell, good early pressure from Harbourside, controlling a bulk of the play so far. McKinty. Back to Coburn. Over to Fergus Hall. Now Marassa left side of those three center backs. Back to Weir. Pressured. Weir dangerously. Just took that extra little split seconds. Came off a Whitecaps, we'll call it a forecheck to mix sporting metaphors. That was Koji Poon. Coburn. He'll clear down the right wing. Only as far at a center as the head of Clark Tozak. Whitecaps back. First. Playing in that central midfield role. Whitecaps down the right side. Playing it in ahead with speed. Hennessy had a hat-trick against Altitude last time out. Although it's been a while, 12 days to be exact. Whitecaps working along that right side. Unable to enter the penalty box. Played back, Bahari trying to play a bit of a defensive role, but across off the backside of Purcell, out for a throw. Long shadows across the field, the shadows of Mount Benson, making their way about halfway across the field here at Kikinishtuk. Good pressure and a battle just outside the box along that far side, taken away by the Whitecaps. Played in towards the middle, bouncing ball, looking to control. Mowbray trying to get a foot in there, or check that, Tinmouth, and Harbourside come away with it. McKenzie, back to Marassa. He'll control. Marassa, pressured, got it back. That's for Fergus Hall. Goes again to McKenzie, far side. Has support up through the middle. Long drive down the right wing, running onto it. McKinty with speed, but the Whitecaps will beat him back there and just safely out for a throw. An easy clear along this near side. Good pressure from Jordan McKinty to force that and an offensive throw-in. Where Harborside will concede some territory and just go for possession. Marassa. Farragut back to Hull. Coburn near side. Farragut to Hull. Marassa. The bright orange armband of the captain, easy to identify. Bahari tracking back. Hull once more. Lofted pass down the left wing, headed ahead. Mowbray the intended target as the Whitecaps try to clear. Bouncing ball right along the touchline. McKenzie finding himself well up. Quick throw in. Good pace, good pressure early here from Harbourside. They've had the bulk of the possession to date. Tinmouth. Over to the far side. That's Bahari. Has support down the wing. Will use it. McKenzie. One touch. Cross. Tinmouth just over his head. Kick back out. Is Farragut. Had it knocked away. Purcell to Bahari. Poked away and controlled by the Whitecaps. Back inside their own box, and Good passing play. Finally nestles with Nicholas White and able to clear it up and ahead. Hennessy looking for the return feed on the pass out right, but never got its way there. Plenty of Harborside pressure. McKinty right side. Back to the teal, the aquamarine jersey of Cal Weir. Tinmouth. Right touchline at center. Gets around a couple. McKinty. Back. Coburn to Weir. Options through the middle. Bejan, the intended target. Couldn't connect, and here come the Whitecaps. Man through middle. His attack didn't get far. Purcell for Bahari. Feeds down the right side with speed. Johnny McKenzie looking to center off a Whitecaps player. And out of play for what I believe is a corner. And it'll be Suka Bahari to come and take it from the corner. First such opportunity of the game for either side. Back out. Tinmouth rolling ball. Got it straight back. Second try off the crossbar. The first effort was more or less all the way along the pitch. It got quickly rebounded back. The second one was significantly of higher quality. Off the crossbar and back out. McKinty. Purcell. Right side, Tinmouth. Best chance of the game so far just a few moments ago. Back to Purcell. Cutting into the middle, off the left boot, a shot and parried over the crossbar by Ben Alexander. And another corner will come the way of Harborside. They did miss Whitecaps corner earlier in this game, so our corner's now 2-1 in favor of Harborside. Good early pressure from the home team on this one, 10th minute. Delivery into the box, cleared away by the Whitecaps, only as far as Bahari just outside the box. He'll cross it back in. Marassa finding himself down lower, but Alexander there. Good delivery, the veteran defenseman. Has a nose for net. We were talking a couple of games ago. He used to play in the Canadian Major Indoor Soccer League with the Prince George Fury. Did Matt Marassa, was more of a striker there. Slotting on the back end in the full game. Captaining this Harborside team in year one. Marassa just knocking that out of play for another throw-in. Next action for Harborside here at Kikinishtuk a few weeks away, mid-June actually. They'll entertain Rivers. Here's Mowbray down the middle, trying to get the pass into the boots from Tinmouth, but just couldn't control it in through traffic. Had 2 or 3 around him. Vancouver looking to clear. Whitecaps just overplayed a fraction. Harborside have certainly had the bulk of possession, control of this game so far, although the Whitecaps opportunistic in their attack down this left side. Colburn back for it. Check that Farragher. He's fouled by Poon, and a free kick will come. We were talking in the women's game there about Kara Dunlop, the only player to play every single minute of every single game that was until today. She played 90 minutes in all 5 games so far, did not play today, resting ahead of the weekend. Not the case, however, for Fergus Hall, who has similarly played every minute through 5 games and is out there centering this 3-man defense here this evening. McKinty. So he is Harborside's Iron Man, and we'll see if he's got another 90 minutes in him here tonight. Delivered center there from Mineta. Over to that far side, trying to latch onto it, is Hennessy. Ball controlled by Harborside. Farragher pressing, tracking back Tinmouth as well. Controlling just inside half is Jovan Mann. Still over that far side, looking to gather Comsia. Back to Mann. Good pressure. Purcell forced the turnover. Mowbray Bergien. McKenzie in a couple of minds. Gives it up to Purcell at middle. Right side is Coburn. Played it ahead, looking to drag, but didn't have too many options. That was Tinmouth. Goes to McKinty, back to Coburn, over to Hall. Marassa opens up, receives a pass. Up that left side, McKenzie chipped it ahead, intended for Bahari. Just rolled off him the wrong way. Harborside control, Mann marshals the ball back to the defense. And a long drive down the right side. Marassa there, tried to clear, didn't get much on it. Here's Poon, edge of the area towards the net and down on one knee. Able to knock that away and eventually regather is Callum Weir. Weir's path here to Harborside is certainly an interesting one. All-star at the 2022 Canada Summer Games in Niagara for Team Yukon. Playing like the futsal, indoor soccer version, so not necessarily the outdoor version. He's played overseas, national representation for futsal. So very, very highly represented is the goalkeeper, Callum Weir. One thing I'm interested to watch on him, though, is he did, and we'll get to that thought in a second, his Tinmouth right side, edge of the area, trying to cut in. McKinty was the runner and just couldn't quite connect with him. Whitecaps control down the right side. I'll finish that thought with Weir in a moment. His Poon down the right side, battling and pressuring Marassa back, took a tumble one-on-one, and Weir able to parry a shot away. And Harborside clear as Coburn gets it high. Farragher down to McKinty, who's done some miles already. McKinty creatively keeps it in. Coburn ahead to Tinmouth. Farragher getting their wires crossed. Tinmouth eventually just takes it away. And Harborside control, McKenzie once more. Good pushback from the Whitecaps. Pressure, and probably the best opportunity of the game, forcing a save out of Weir. Looking to track that ball down is Hennessy. He'll shoot a low one to net, and rolling across to his right, Weir makes the save. One thing to note, and I read a survey that Harborside did with each of their players, and one of the interesting superstitions about Cal Weir is he apparently talks to his posts. And I mean, goalkeepers in many sports have a lot of experience doing hockey. Goalkeepers, goaltenders in a lot of sports tend to be odd, we'll say. Known many a few quirky goalkeepers and goaltenders in my time. Don't know Cal well enough to say that, but certainly if he's talking to his posts, perhaps there's elements there. But you know what? If it works, more power to it. Weir on the clearance. Up to Mowbray, goes over him and his check. As Coburn back inside his own end, just overplayed it a fraction, and the ball goes out of play. So this will be a throw-in. Deep in attacking territory for Vancouver. On the throw, looking to deliver, Jaden Mineta. Mineta, the long throw, all the way to the penalty dot, but only Harborside boots there. Bahari will unleash McKenzie down this left side. He'll stop, gives it back, Bahari. Scored a penalty to give Harborside a big win here a couple of weeks ago. It was just offside Mowbray ahead of the play. And a good aggressive run. That's our first offside of the game. Good aggressive run from Harborside. Ball out along that far side. McKenzie will come in to take the throw. Beginning to see the lights take a little bit more of an effect. Those four-way shadows coming off some of the players. Long throw. Delivered by Marasa. Into the area, headed towards the goal. Alexander will watch that go over, do a little bit of a pull-up on the bar as well for good measure. And a goal kick to come. It's a good atmosphere here at Kikinishtuk for a Harbourside game. It's very relaxed, people mingling, kids hanging around, the beer gardens well attended. Everybody knows where they are. People, some bringing their own chairs. You can see a couple of dogs around as well. Whitecaps have it. Clark Tozak. Played up through the middle, intended for Hennessy. Couldn't quite get there. For all the possession, all the chances, all the challenges that Whitecaps women had in their first game, Harborside have carried this one with a similar level of control. I want to call it dominance. That's not fair. Vancouver have had their chances, but boy, possession, control, territory has been firmly in Harborside favor. First. Played over to the far side, controlled, and looked to be knocked down. Hennessy. Man was there around it as well. Trying to open up, get a chance. That's Norman. Drops it back for Clark Tozak. Now for Norman once more. Looking. Chance. Long way out. Bahari. Back. Tackled. Gives up a free kick. Doesn't like it. Pleading with the referee. Didn't like the fact that the whistle went, but Ben Clark, no hesitation. And a free kick now coming, we'll say close to 30 yards out. Harborside ensuring that they get the ceremonial free kick here, so Clark will take out the 10 paces. And Callum Weir will set his wall. We saw 3 or 4 of the goals in the women's game come from outside the area. Long shots, including a beauty from Jasmine Wilkinson, the lone goal for Harborside. Here's a chance. Long shot over the crossbar. Never really threatened the net, was well high. On that chance, I believe from Nicholas White. Again, some of the Whitecaps numbers just from our distance here, a little bit tough to pick up. It's coming slowly. Here's McKenzie. Switches to McKinty right side. Back to Coburn. Farragher ahead for Tinmouth right side. Attacking. He's got Bahari opening up, wanting it. Here's Purcell trying to touch pass over Bahari left side. McKenzie down low. He's offering support. Bahari instead cuts in on his right foot, looking to deliver, crosses it over. McKinty, 20 yards out. McKinty turns, shoots off a leg of a Whitecap defender. Cleared up high. It'll one bounce out of play. Good chance there from Jordan McKinty. Getting a quality opportunity to goal. Got its way past 1, but not 2. The throw-in will go the way of the Whitecaps. Harborside don't like it. Jaden Mineta will take it. Mineta, the long thrower, cut off quickly though by Farragher. Tinmouth in traffic, battling, good battle, although gives up a free kick as Hennessy was taken down. Whitecaps will take it quickly. Mineta over along that far side. Still controlling. Clark Tozak in support, but back to Alexander in net. Had to be quick as Bejem was closing him down quickly. The clearance headed on by Mineta. The streaking, attacking as Coburn just collided with his man, Hennessy. Not sure Coburn knew he was there, so incidental at best, but now a free kick just outside the edge of the area. So again, this from a tough angle, this would be more of a cross than a shot, but plenty of personnel in the box. Standing over it is Mineta. To the right of it to use his left boot, and then a second player to the right, or to the left of the ball to use his right. You'd assume you'd call this back in towards the crowd. It is Mineta, but it comes off the head of Tinmouth, high and headed away by Marasa. Delivered back in by the Whitecaps. Over the head of everybody. Mineta near side. Trying to get past McKenty. Good block. It'll roll out, though, for a corner kick. Second one for the Whitecaps here this evening. The sun well and truly on its last legs here this evening. Shadow across, I'd say probably about 80% as a header towards the goal. The Whitecaps score. The Whitecaps break the deadlock. It's a header goal off a corner, jumping up and high ahead of the pack. Celebrating all the way back out to midfield. Number 68, Nicholas White. Using his height, jumping high over the pack. And the Whitecaps open the scoring. It's 1-0. Tough one for Harborside. They've controlled a lot of this first half. But it's a set piece. It's a corner. And it's a 1-0 goal for Nicholas White and the Whitecaps. And now Harborside have to play from behind. Offense has been a little bit of a challenge for Harborside. They haven't been scoring a whole ton. Flip side is they haven't been conceding that many either. Here's Ambrose Tinmouth in behind. He's tracked down quickly, though, by Clark Tozak, who got a touch on it. And that'll be out for a corner. Great ball in through the middle. Tinmouth played it ahead, but the speed of Clark Tozak able to get back and clear it out in behind. And now a corner here for Harborside. So Nicholas White, as Bahari delivers that into the area, cleared away. And now on a counter-attack. Here come the Whitecaps. 2-on-1 if they can move, but Harborside back in numbers. Hole knocked down. Delivery intended there for Farriga. Marasa just trying to block it. Now the Whitecaps quickly, but McKenty tracking a lot across to his left. Able to clear it out. Playing a right wing role, finds himself along that left touchline. Carries it into the middle. Here's the call. Comes off a set piece from a corner. And Harborside looking to equalize. Here's Ambrose Tinmouth for Purcell. As McKenzie along the far side, uses him now. McKenzie along that left touchline. Good boot from a Whitecap player. And got a throw in as well as it last came off McKenzie along that far side. (1-0) the score. Nicholas White from a corner. The Lorne tally so far, heading it home past Cal Weir. Harborside control. McKenty. Gives back. That's for Hull. Long feed, right side. Tinmouth, the intended target. It's headed away only as far as McKenty. Gives to Purcell. Suka Buhari. Two men on him. Buhari looking for support. Finds McKenty right wing. McKenty fakes the delivery into the middle. Instead on the ground. Purcell from distance. On his left. Delivers back. Farriger. Marasa. McKenzie in support left wing, instead goes inside. Mowbray. Back from Marasa. Now Buhari. Suka Buhari. Long drive. Blocked in front. Got the return. Buhari once more. Crosses to McKenty right side. One touch pass back to Coburn and Harborside will reset. Hull. Support down that left side intended for McKenzie. Pass though missed its mark. Marassa was pinching up, looking to receive one in midfield, but didn't get there. Really, the only sunshine shining on the pitch right now is in the stands over on that far side. So the lights well and truly taking effect. Barely a breath of wind to speak of, about 18 degrees. Just absolutely perfect tonight in Nanaimo. As the Whitecaps trying to center, but it's out of play for a goal kick. Weir for a second thought about a quick transition, but nothing coming at the moment. He'll in fact do the opposite, slow things down. Coburn to the right. McKenty. Farragher. Back for Hall. Their only Harborside player by my count to play every single minute of every single game in this debut season to date. Purcell, Buhari, touch pass, Mowbray. Back to Buhari in traffic, got tackled. It was a good one from Jovan Mann. Able to deny Harborside a good attack. Back with it now on that far side. Here's Hennessy, just inside the half. Back to Mann. Pressured by Tinmouth. Mann challenged. Good leg and boot by Farragher and Harborside in transition. McKenzie down that left side. Crosses. McKenzie alone in the box. Doesn't have an angle. Trying to open one up. McKenzie back. Tinmouth, edge of the area. Ran into traffic. Regathers it. Has McKenzie. Just outside the area. Ahead. Ambrose Tinmouth centers. And Mowbray Bijan was the intended target, but a crucial clearance from the Whitecaps and a little one-touch pass down this left side and through traffic and away. Here's Hennessy chipping it ahead, trying to run onto it, but Poon just grabbing his kind of thigh calf muscle area. Quickly pulled up hamstring, I should say, pardon me. Just limping a little bit on his left-hand side, trying to stretch that out. Koji Poon took a couple of steps at pace and then immediately had to pull up, felt a twinge in his left hamstring. And he is going to sit down on the ground trying to stretch that one out. Here's Tinmouth. Bijan overlaps. Chance. Bijan with the left and a save by Alexander. Great 1-2 effort there between Ambrose Tinmouth and Mowbray Bijan. As the Whitecaps look to break out, they're effectively down a man as Poon really not doing much. He's just kind of walking around. He's about to head off the pitch and likely being forced into a early substitution here will the Whitecaps. Clark Tozak, best chance of the game for Harborside right there. Mowbray Bijan linking with Ambrose Tinmouth, and the Whitecaps will put it out of play. Koji Poon is heading off. The Whitecaps don't have a substitute ready yet, although they are bringing one on, or at least to center now. Whether they'll do it in this stoppage or not, I'm not sure. Ball is back in play. So the Whitecaps down to 10 men until they can get their substitute on. Poon has already headed off with what I'm just assuming is a left hamstring injury. So a 10-man Whitecaps team temporarily until they can bring their man on. Marassa, Buhari. Harborside would do well to keep this ball alive for as long as possible. Hennessy, a little touch pass ahead. I think the Whitecaps player thought he might have been offside there, but it was a good ball through, and a chance just goes wide. This will be a goal kick. And now the substitute will come on. And it'll be number, I believe that's... Where is that? 64. So it will be 64. Chris Album coming in.
Number 64, Chris Album.
So Chris Album in for the injured Koji Poon. Substitute 32nd minute. Whitecaps near side. Quick throw. Into the area. Back. That's from Mann just outside the box. Hennessy. Over to the far side, dancing with it. Back to the captain first. Near side, Mineta. Good challenge by McKenty. Was able to knock it loose. Gets the throw in as well. Quickly taken. Farragher. Down that left side, Suka Buhari. Has McKenzie with him. The long ball, though, intended for Bajan. Well blocked and cut off. And out of play for a throw. So if you're just joining us, Kojay Puna out with just what looked like your standard hamstring pull on the left side. Took a few steps at pace. Immediately pulled up, grabbed the left hamstring. And then didn't run another pace since. Kind of sat down, tried to stretch it out. Obviously couldn't do much with it. And hobbled off. So his night done early. 31st or 32nd minute substitution, I should say. Tinmouth. Purcell, long ball left side. McKenzie, the target, got a good amount of spin from it. Here's McKenzie, right side. Rebound. Mowbray Bajan couldn't connect on it. Turns and fires and misses. The spin that helped McKenzie regather that and get a chance towards the goal ends up thwarting Mowbray Bajan. As the spin off the turf just took it away from his wheelhouse. Couldn't get the open net gimme, and then the second try sailed wide for a goal kick. And in the space of about 5 minutes, Mowbray Bajan has had a couple of fantastic opportunities. But the Whitecaps still lead by a 1-0 score. Off the head of Coburn, off the goal kick and out of play. Jaden Manassa on the throw. Little give and go back. That was with Album. Harborside, though, regathered. Tinmouth spinning, trying to get away from him. His check of Clark Tozak does. Tinmouth through middle, advantage played. He's Buhari. Down the left side, McKenzie. McKenzie turning back, Buhari. I like this overlap. The wingbacks activating up. Here's Farragher. Long ball towards the net. And it's harmlessly wide for a goal kick. '35th minute. Whitecaps a 1-0 lead. The goal coming in the 23rd minute. Header off a corner from Nicholas White. Alexander will play it short. Gets the return feed. Mowbray aggressive on what you'd call a forecheck, I guess, to mix your metaphors. Clark Tozak. Tried to play it around Tinmouth. Tinmouth battling. Harborside want to throw. Assistant's not sure. Referee says it'll go to the Whitecaps. Probably the right call. Whitecaps just taking a few liberties on the location of the throw-in. So referee Clark sending him back. Hennessy battling, giving up a few pounds and a few inches in height as well to Coburn. Alba back through the middle, Manetta. Check that Jovan man, pardon me. Purcell now takes it for Harborside. Buhari. And there's been a lot of chances for the home team, just haven't quite been able to connect on that one pivotal shot to goal. Bajan's had a couple of great opportunities in front. Coming up at halftime, we'll talk with Harborside captain Matt Marassa. And this beautiful, stunning Wednesday evening here in Suko Buhari. Just inside the zone. Comes down with it. He's got two players on him. Looks to center. Tinmouth was looked as a recipient, but cleared away by the Whitecaps. I believe it was Fürst to get the last touch on it. Long throw. Marassa delivers. Mowbray Bajan. The ball falls to Purcell to send that shot wide. We talked about this a little bit in the women's game. Just those not from Nanaimo or maybe not familiar with Nanaimo. This is obviously Kickinishtuk Stadium here in Nanaimo. It was formerly known as NDSS Field, Nanaimo District Secondary School, which is in behind those buildings in behind us. Was renamed back last year to Kickinishtuk, which is a local word from the Nanaimo First Nation, the First Nation, which encompasses Nanaimo. As a free kick coming here. It'll go against the Whitecaps, and an opportunity for Harbourside from about 25 yards out. Kickinishtuk meaning to pass it back or to give back. It was what you'd hear a lot from soccer players in the region from Nanaimo. So that was chosen as the new name for the stadium, in similar vein as the former Newcastle Island, just off the coast of Nanaimo, renamed back last December 2021 to Seisachen. Opportunity here for Charlie Purcell on the free kick, about 25 yards out. Alexander is just setting the wall. Referee's whistle blows. Purcell drives, scores! It's a beauty! It's an equalizer! And Harborside have tied this at 1. Absolutely stunning from Charlie Purcell. Steps into a free kick and drills it to the top right corner. Jasmine Wilkinson's goal in the women's game was pretty spectacular. This one of the same ilk, albeit from a set piece. Charlie Purcell from around 25 yards out steps into a free kick, curves it past the wall and into the top right corner of the goal. And Harborside have tied this up at 1. Free kick to the Whitecaps just inside center.
Scored by number 16, Charlie Purcell.
Charlie Purcell, the goal. Coming in our 39th minutes. And Purcell rewarded for some excellent play. He's played in all 5 games so far, predominantly as a substitute. Getting the start here this evening and just reward. Whitecaps look to regather their lead. Played in all alone from the dot and over. Harborside a little unorganized in their defense, and Chris Album found a great chance from effectively the penalty spot, but put it just over the crossbar. And Harborside get away with one there. They're a little disorganized, had some players up mid-pitch. The 3 in the back were a little all over the place, and Album almost making Harborside pay, but this remains a 1-1 score. Clark Toza back to the goal scorer for the Whitecaps, Nicholas White. Alexander down the left side. Taken by Mineta. Knocked down by Hennessy. Feed over that right side. Whitecaps looking to control. There's Luke Norman. Just outside the penalty area. Back to the captain. First, trying the bicycle kick. I mean, I don't mean to laugh because I couldn't even come close to doing that, but he wasn't close. As Hennessy, very, very opportunistic, trying the bicycle kick, but was at least a good foot away. Probably looked a lot closer from his angle. Here's Buhari down the left side. Advances it ahead, Bajan, but he is offside. .42nd minute coming up at halftime. We'll talk with Harborside captain Matt Marassa. Just a little gamesmanship between Ben Alexander in net for the Whitecaps and Mowbray Bajan, just disagreeing on the exact location of a defensive half free kick. And Alexander's clearance out of play for a throw. Lights have firmly taken effect at Kickinishtuk. The little four-angled shadows on all the players. The sun has set in behind Mount Benson behind us here. We'll talk a little bit about the region in this stadium in a second here, as the Whitecaps trying to regather their lead, but a good cut across from Hall to the goal scorer Purcell. McKinty, Purcell, Ambrose Tinmouth. Tinmouth will go for a run. He's got support through the middle and out the right side. He uses the ladder to McKinty. McKinty looking to cut in to his left side. McKinty opening up right side. Buhari, edge of the area, cuts back out. Back up top, trying to dangle the way in. McKinty trying to control. Ended up a 2-foot slide into a tackle, but never connected. And the Whitecaps able to clear. Here's Marassa on the throw. Goes to Farragher left side. And Farragher will give up a free kick, just almost ragdolled his man over that far side. Whitecaps will have to retake that free kick. So this stadium, Kikinishtuk, as we said, renamed last year from NDSS to Kikinishtuk in reflection of the Nanaimo First Nation language. Part of what is called or referred to as the Stadium District in Nanaimo encompasses a Rotary Bowl, which is actually where we are and looking out the back of, over Kikinishtuk. A track and field arena, which seats probably just south of 1,000. And then neighboring Soroxman Stadium as well, baseball field. There's a game going on there right now, home to the Nanaimo Night Owls in the West Coast League. And then across the street is the Nanaimo Ice Center, one of two main ice arenas in Nanaimo. I guess three if you count Cliff McNabb. So one of three main ice arenas, two main facilities in Nanaimo, and that houses Junior B hockey team, the Nanaimo Buccaneers, among with minor hockey and things like that. So a lot of sport in and around this block radius. And from where we are, we see it all. We can see the ice center, obviously Kikinishtuk, the Rotary Bowl behind us, and the baseball game at Soroxman. Delivery on the corner, over the head of everybody, kept in right on the line by the Whitecaps and kicked out for a throw. Marassa will think about the long throw immediately, but ultimately just hold off and drop to McKinty. Nearing the end of regulation here in our first half. Throw-in will come from this right side, McKinty. He's been everywhere tonight. You'd like to put a tracker on some of these guys. I would imagine McKinty has run the most out of everybody. Certainly he and McKenzie would be tied, but there's been a few more attacks down this near side in this first half than along the far side, so I'd say McKinty probably has the edge. Just in terms of miles run in this first half, Purcell would be up there as well. He has the goal to equalize, a stunning free kick. Just awaiting time added on from the referee. I imagine we'll get a couple of minutes. We will get just one. So about 30 seconds, 45 seconds or so left in this first half. It's a 1-1 score and an entertaining first half it's been as well. McKinty. Near side in his own end. Plays it up. Clark Tozak cuts that one off. Ahead. That's for Jovan Mann. Plays it back near side. Mineta trying to cut in. Is there a late one? A chance. In time. What a save by Weir. Coming out aggressive. Got the right boot on it. And that'll do it. Halftime here at Kikinishtuk in Nanaimo. The Whitecaps won, Harborside 1 through 45 minutes. Quick paced, Harborside controlling a good bulk of the possession, and a stunner from Charlie Purcell on a free kick from about 25 yards out. Cancels out an earlier header from a corner from the Whitecaps, number 68, Nicholas White. And we are tied up at 1 through 45 minutes. We'll take a timeout and we'll chat with Whitecaps captain and defender Matt Marassa here at halftime. Had a chance to catch up with Matt earlier this week at training, actually on Monday. And started off, we covered a whole bunch of different topics, but started off by talking about how this team is coming together. It's been 5 games, it's been a few weeks, and how that chemistry is beginning to develop and how this group is beginning to find its identity and find the way it wants to play through 90 minutes worth of play. Here's Captain Matt Marassa.
Yeah, I think we've come together like really well, to be honest. The boys are really connecting, and I think we were kind of forced to. 16 minutes into the first game, we went down a man, and the boys just gathered together and took care of it. So right from there, the attitude's been great, very team-centered.
Very defensively stingy, maybe trying to still find that offense in various different ways. Just talk to me through that development and finding the way that this team wants to go about its business through 90 minutes.
Yeah, I think that we have a team identity and really just togetherness and putting the team first and work ethic, and I think you could see that. We had a rough game against TSS, but aside from that, we've been quite stingy with goals against. And like you said, we're just trying to find our stride going forward and how. And so back to the drawing board with that one, trying to figure out how to break into that goal scoring.
Talk to me about the game against Victoria. Frustrating in many ways, I imagine, just try to find that offense, but certainly this early in the season, I imagine, and watching it, a lot of positives to take from the way this team went about its business.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the Highlanders were a very good team. Their midfield is very organized and very talented. And I honestly felt, from the back, I felt like we had the edge in the first half. We could have snuck away with a goal and been up going into the second half. And then the second half, I just felt we were a bit deflated. And then they kind of just took over the game at that point. It was hard for us to get it back.
In terms of this game against the Whitecaps, tough to not get amped about a team with the Whitecaps backing, coming in here to Nanaimo. Obviously, a lot of representation in terms of high level on that team as well. Just talk to me through, I guess, what you know about them, expectations for Wednesday night.
Yeah, they're going to be well coached, fit, young, organized. I'm assuming a lot like the Highlanders, to be honest, except for these guys. All they do is live, breathe, and play soccer. So, yeah, I'm expecting a very young, fit team that's very organized, and we need to get a result. Simple as that.
In terms of, I guess you say organized, can you just break that down for me in terms of sort of their organization versus where you need to get to, defensively and moving that ball up the field, and sort of where you feel those next steps come from, or go towards, I should say, for Harborside?
Yeah, I think that they're going to be very fit, and I think by organized I mean that they're going to find. They're going to be breaking lines all the time. Their movement off the ball is going to be consistent. They're going to be finding those half spaces, which is exactly what we need to be doing moving forward. To be honest, we're a team full of so much talent. This is probably one of the best teams that I've been a part of in terms of just individual skill, and I think we're just kind of piecing it together. It's a lot to ask of a bunch of guys who literally been, we were together for a couple weeks before we hit the season, and so we're all just still kind of gelling. But yeah, we just need to, as a team, find those spaces in behind. We need to find our identity moving forward and a bit of audacity going forward, and I think the goals are there.
As captain, sort of what's your job on and off the pitch? I mean, it's not necessarily a bunch of kids. It's players that have played at very high level. It's players who already have rapport, whether it's through Mariners United or elsewhere. Sort of how vocal are you? How quiet are you out there? And what do you feel you need to do sort of on and off the pitch to be that leader?
Yeah, I try to lead by example the best that I can. I try to let my work on the field do the talking, guide the boys in structure on the field, And most importantly, I honestly just feel like I'm just trying to create an environment where, you know, these guys feel comfortable to perform the way that I know that they can. So just positivity and support. And yeah.
There's probably a little bit of bias here, but in terms of the environment that's been created off the pitch here at Kickinishtuk, when you compare it to games when the team has travelled, to visit Natsamal, to visit TSS, I've heard some of the players speak about the environment here, how it's different in many, many good ways. I'll throw you the softball just to ask about playing in front of the home crowd and the support this team has gotten so early in its campaign.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. You can't really compare. So far our away games have been very underwhelming in terms of the support and the fan base. You come here and there's 400 or 500 people, 600 people. In the home opener there was 12 or 1,300 people. Mm-hmm. So the support's been amazing, and I think that Nanaimo is just like a great community to have this team in.
Harborside captain Matt Marassa talking here at halftime. We will take a timeout. We'll come back with second half action here from Kickinishtuk Stadium in Nanaimo in just a moment. It is Harborside 1, Whitecaps 1 through 45 minutes worth of play.
little bit of music from Tina Turner and some soccer action from Nanaimo United. Big thank you to Nanaimo United for Team Boys joining us here for tonight's game. Nanaimo United, Wonderful Academy program right here in Nanaimo. Programs for youth, adults, masters as well. Big thank you to all the folks involved with Nanaimo United, promoting soccer here in Nanaimo. Getting close to our second half kickoff, 1-1 tie between Whitecaps FC and Harbourside FC. Again, second half coming up next.
All right, welcome back inside our Kinnistuck Stadium in Nanaimo for League One action between Harbourside FC and the Whitecaps FC. Substitutions for Harbourside. Colburn's coming off in favor of Vasilis Bagiopoulos. And I missed the second one because I was trying to write a note down. The fourth official does not mess around with substitutions. Bagiopoulos will slot in. We'll just see how Harborside's defense looks. The other substitution will be Noah Bilodeau along this near side. So it looks like Suka Bahari has headed sort of into a central midfield role. Bilodeau along the left. Those are the two changes for Harborside so far. We'll see where Bagiopoulos slots into place. Bahari. Chitani on as well. So Harborside have made a number of changes. We'll look to pick these up as they go down the left side. Jordan McKenzie trying to latch onto that one. So we'll see if Harborside stay in that sort of five-man back area or if they go more a 4-4 combination to see how they line up in these opening moments. McKenzie on that right side. Check that McKinty. Now to Bahari in the center. Overlaps. Trying to dance his way in there. Back to McKinty. That was Tinmouth along that right side. Back to Marassa. Farragher. Bahari at center. Back along this near side, Chitani. Farragher didn't have a ton of options. Goes to Bahari. And again, Harborside playing this possession game. An overlap pass. That was for Bilodeau. Couldn't quite connect on it. McKenzie. Suka Bahari. Pass through traffic. Tinmouth trying to muscle his way in. Can't quite get there. Bahari gets it though and drives just over the crossbar. So Bagiopoulos has slotted in up front. Also out there, Bilodeau on this left side. So Mowbray Begen, his night is done. So Begen done after 45 minutes. Bagiopoulos comes on to replace him in that striker role. Bahari kind of in a central attacking midfield role. Bilodeau on the left. Tinmouth remains on the right. Purcell in the middle, and then it is that 5 on the back. Although Marassa has headed off now as well, the captain's armband to Fergus Hall. So Harborside have made a host of changes. It is still Mackenzie, McKinty, and now Hall, Chitani, and Farragher on the back end. So a host of changes through 45 minutes. The Whitecaps, I will just have to pick them up as they go. I didn't see anybody come on for them at 45. They've already had to make one substitution earlier on as a result of an injury. Kochi Poon has a chance here for the Whitecaps, but a good boot right at a crucial moment as Farragher got in the way of a shot attempt and it never found its way to goal. Overlap now. Here's McKinty down the right side trying to chip it in and ahead. A free kick should come and it'll go against Harborside. Potentially on a handball as McKinty tried to hurdle his man and just made contact with it as he was going down. So Bagiopoulos up front. Bilodeau, Bohari, Purcell, Tinmouth in the middle, Chitani, McKenzie, Hall, Farragher, and McKinty on the back. Sort of a 5-4-1 with some semblance of an attacking mid and a defensive mid in there as well. Whitecaps down the left side trying to center. It was off a leg. That was again Jaden Mineta. Trying to get that one in for a chance in the zone. Short corner. Taken by the Whitecaps. A high cross this time. Header bounce just over the crossbar. Great opportunity for the Whitecaps to retake the lead. The header was right down to the shoelaces. Any other angle that probably could have tucked in. Or at least forced a save out of Weir. So, realized our clock is not going. We will correct that here momentarily. My apologies for that. We are about 5 minutes into this second half. We'll get the clock running here momentarily. Bagiopoulos, excuse me. Bilodeau trying to control that down. Over to the far side, taken away by Mutombo. And a free kick will come. It'll go against Harbourside. 5 minutes gone in this second half. Free kick just inside halfway for the Whitecaps. 1-1 the score. Headed away by Hall. Cleared on a second attempt along that far side by McKinty. McKinty's easy to spot. He's got boxer-like strapping on his left hand. Sticks out like a sore thumb for that reason. Tinmouth just dragged off the ball for a split second. Earns a free kick. Good pushback from the Whitecaps to start this second half. The first half, certainly not all Harbourside, but a lot of pressure from Harbourside. They would, I would say, be comfortably in the high 50s, if not closer to 60% in terms of possession. Certainly had a lot of the territory in that as well. Mutombo, the long throw down the right side. That's for Norman, trying to center that in, but off the leg of Farragher and out of play. Mutombo will gather for another throw-in. Looking for the long throw to the edge of the area, over the head of Farragher. A tight-angled shot, parried away. Second try, sliding and taken away, that one by Chitani. Now a third attempt, and that one forces a save out of Weir. Oh, it almost snuck through. Weir, for a split second, had to adjust and just tuck his left arm back around him. But a good couple of saves by Cal Weir keeps this one at a 1-1 score. Farragher has Hole, but instead elects to go high and long. Tinmouth, the header, intended for Bagiopoulos. Purcell, little juggle to himself. He has the lone Harbourside goal here this evening. A beauty from a free kick. Purcell controls. For Hall, check that Farragher. Now for Chitani. Up and ahead. Here's Bilodeau down the left side and kicked out of play off a Whitecap boot. Throw in will come. McKenzie. Quick in. Buhari. Challenged. Muscled but regathered. Back to Farragher. Now for Hall. Laid up through the middle. Suka Buhari. Right at center. Buhari. Little give and go back there with Bagiopoulos. Buhari, drive down the right side this time. Connects to the goal and sent well wide. That's off Tinmouth. It'll be a corner, though, deflecting off a Whitecap body. And a corner to come. Tinmouth to take it. Purcell, probably one of the taller of the targets. Farragher heading down as well. Hole to both McKinty and McKenzie, the two back. Everybody else is in. Delivery just a little short. It's headed away. Foot race is on. McKinty and his man. And it's 1-on-2. Buhari tracking back as the Whitecaps cross to this near side. Running onto it is Mineta. Check that Jovan Mann. And it's quickly snuffed out by Harbourside, and they look to break out left side. McKenzie. A little give there. Bagiopoulos. Controlling, now up and ahead, McKenzie. Turned down the return feed, instead to Suku Buhari along this left touchline. McKenzie, nice pass to Bilodeau. Crosses it over, McKinty. The pass never got to him, and Harbourside turned back the other way. Down that far side is Hennessy, trying to get something in towards the middle. Ball loose, and it's falling nicely to Harbourside. Chitani. Buhari. Purcell. Purcell, long, low, pass for Tinmouth. In the area, to the goal, rebound, foot races on, the Whitecaps will win it. As Bilodeau just got caught in behind his man and couldn't regroup. Purcell, second effort here. Long shot, parried away by Ben Alexander, and a corner will come. Good couple of chances for the home side. Just not quite able to find that extra little touch towards the net. Bilodeau probably the best chance, and he was just half a step behind his man. Corner delivery. It's low, off the hand of Alexander, and he'll regather on a second effort. Long throw. Corralled in by Harbourside, played back. Weir out of his area and just clears it to center right off the speaker. He couldn't do that again if he tried. Dalen Velios. Back further for White. He has the lone goal for the Whitecaps. Came off a corner in the 23rd minute. Purcell off a free kick about 25 yards out. Followed 16 minutes later. And it's 1-1. Purcell. Back to McKinty. Hall. The long locks of Farragher. The near side to Tanny. Back to Farragher. Little bit of trouble. Able to get away with it comfortably. Back to Weir. Weir. Second touch. Clears it high and long right down the barrel. Bagiopoulos the target, but unable to get a touch of it. Mutombo. Down the right wing. Mutombo. Oh, a little hard done by, I think. Linesman's right on the line there, but certainly if it was out of play, not by much. Looked to be right on the line there, although not a whole ton of complaint from the Whitecaps on this near side. Vasilis Bagiopoulos, the little give and go from Bilodeau almost paid off. Whitecaps control, but Harbourside send it straight back in. Good bounce from Bilodeau. Down the left wing, he's being pressured. Bilodeau trying to drag that in, but it's cleared off the boot of a Whitecap player and out of play. McKenzie will come for the long throw. McKenzie looking to deliver into the area, does, but it's short, and it's cleared right back out by the Whitecaps. To Buhari, slotted back into more of a central midfield role in this second half. Got the return feed. Buhari, left side, through ball, intended for Bilodeau, missed everything, out for a goal kick. Quickly taken by the Whitecaps. 58th minute here at Kickinishtuk in Nanaimo. It's a 1-1 game. Whitecaps still controlling. Velios. Back for White. Do we have it one more? We have at least one more. Whitecaps down the left side. Fergus Hall trying to clear. Thought it came off a Whitecap body, but it's harmlessly to Weir. He'll just slow the pace. Thought about dropping and playing, but marshals the defense up and then will eventually roll to Hall. No action yet on either bench. 59th minute. Harborside made a slew of changes after 45, so they've got a lot of fresh legs out there. The Whitecaps have maintained their starting 11, bar the change of one. Koji Poon substituted midway through the first half due to injury. Apparent pull of a left hamstring. Tell you what, packing for this game, all the equipment required. I realized I forgot a light because it's starting to get pretty dark. And I forgot bug spray. Those are the two things going on my list for the next time we do this in Nanaimo in the middle of next month. As Harborside will host Rivers here at Kickinishtuk on a Friday evening. Throw in taken by Harborside for Hall. Pass, clearance, picked off, tackle just outside the area and immediately waved off by the referee. Here comes Harborside on a counter-attack. Down the right side with speed, Tinmouth. Advancing in a hand, Bagiopoulos. He's got Bilodeau cutting to the area. Bagiopoulos trying to cut in himself, but the ball knocked away and out of play for a throw. Whistle coming here, and it's a Whitecaps player down behind the play. He's quickly up. Trying to get a read on the number. It is next to impossible down that far side. He's going to head off. Not sure whether this is a permanent substitution. He seems just moving freely, so he'll come back to center. So no damage done. Whitecaps back to 11 men. Farragher to Mowbray. Check that, pardon me, Buhari. Buhari tackled and a free kick just inside half. It's a little bit of a careless challenge there from Chris Album. He is the substitute, the lone one so far this evening for the Whitecaps, although they are preparing to make their second. Purcell. Back to Hall. To Farragher. He's got Jatani left side, uses him now. Into the middle for Buhari. Stripped of it, but only as far as Hall. Now to Jatani. Buhari. To Purcell. Deflected pass. Ambrose Tinmouth. McKinty wanted it right side, was pinching down. Instead goes to the left for Jordan McKenzie. Centering on the touch pass. Bilodeau. Back. Jatani. Hall. Check that. Farragher now to Hall. Now to McKinty right side. Plays it ahead. Bagiopoulos running onto it. Battling one-on-one right by the sideline. Bagiopoulos wins it. Purcell delivers with the left boot intended for Bahari, but it's turned back by the Whitecaps, and there's a chance here if they move. The Whitecaps down the right side with speed. Across is Norman. High centering cross, headed back, but all blue jerseys. And Harborside able to clear through Fergus Hall. Couple of bounces just to the sideline, but not out. Whitecaps keep it alive. Whitecaps control. Velios. Into the middle. That's for Jovan Mann. Back to Velios. Up and ahead. Here's the captain first. Stripped of it by Harbourside, and Bahari will take it away. Suka Bahari. Couple of goals here at home already. Does he have another one in him? But here come the Whitecaps with speed. Is Velios trying to cut in. Muscled off it by Chitani. Battle ensues. It's a good one. Chitani takes it away. Has a bit of help through McKenzie. Up to Bahari. Had work to do. Did well. And delivers up through the middle. The errant pass, though, it was intended for Tinmouth down that right side. Just never found its way to him. Velios, one-touch pass. Man trying to cut his way through. Does. Passes down left side, just outside the area. Whitecaps pleading for a free kick, but the referee's arm stays down. Counter-attack. Here's Ambrose Tinmouth. He's got support through Bilodeau. Left side. Hits him now. Bilodeau to the right leg. Bagiopoulos controls. Shoots. Scores! Vasilis Bagiopoulos gives Harborside the lead. It's 2-1. The Whitecaps pleading for a free kick back the other way. And it's Harborside's first lead tonight. Noah Bilodeau had a chance. Unselfishly plays it over. And Vasilis Bagiopoulos able to bury it. One of many VIU Mariners as part of this program. And comes on for the striker, Maubrey Begin, and scores in this second half. It's a 2-1 Harborside lead. Substitution being made here by the Whitecaps. This will be interesting for the Whitecaps, how they respond. After no free kick, potential penalty as well, right on the edge of the area. Would have been interesting had that been labeled a free kick. Or a foul, I should say, to be more accurate. How that would have been dealt with and out for a goal kick. Here it is. Just trying to get a read on who the substitution was. Apologies. Number 23, Amir Gassami, I believe it is, coming in. Vasilis or Billy Bagiopoulos scores to make it 2-1. And Harborside with the lead, looking for their second win. I don't think this is a time where you can just kind of close it down. There's still 25 minutes remaining. There's a lot of talent, a lot of depth on a Whitecaps team that you just can't park the bus, so to speak. Got to keep going. The Whitecaps certainly will. Farragher plays it over to the far side. Good boot and clear it out to center. Pace of this one has picked up a little. First. Over back there for Norman. Left side control by the Caps. Harborside continuing on their formation. Bilodeau on the left, Bahari in the middle, Tinmouth on the right. All trying to feed Bagiopoulos as the striker. And then 5 at the back anchored by Hall and Farragher. Fergus Hall has played every minute of every game this season. And another substitution coming here for the Whitecaps. Coming off will be Michael Hennessy. And I believe coming on will be David Ajabe. We'll wait for Matt Carter's announcement down at field level.
Substitution into the game, number 98, David Ajabe.
So it is indeed Ajabe. As Bahari along the left touchline, able to snake that through. Ball down in towards the goal. Bagiopoulos pressing, but the Whitecaps able to work it back around. They turn it over. Tinmouth to Bagiopoulos, edge of the area, looking to tee up a shot. Gives it to Tinmouth. A drive with the left boot and grazes the top of the crossbar. It didn't miss by much. Bagiopoulos probably had an opportunity to shoot, maybe not feeling it was the right one. Instead gives it off to Tinmouth, right side of the penalty area. Had the left-footed shot, so it was curling in towards the net. It was just a fraction too high. Harborside continuing to press with a 2-1 advantage. Farragher muscled out, corner kick. The 2-1 goal will no doubt frustrate the Whitecaps, but see what happens at a header towards the net, just over. Not really threatening Callum Weir, but still a dangerous situation regardless. Apologies for those if you're issuing or having issues with a lag on the stream. We are just trying to make an adjustment. And apologies on that. Whitecaps get control. Running in, trying to deliver as the Whitecaps searching for an equalizer. Back into the middle. That's for Norman. On that left side, centering with the cross and a header wide of the goal off the head of Brennan First. And again, another chance towards, but not on the goal. Apologies for those just issuing the lag there. Believe we may have been able to correct it. Just apologies for the viewing experience over the last little bit here. The Whitecaps and Harborside here in Nanaimo. Harborside leading by a score of 2-1. Ball played into the Harborside area. Turned straight back out though. Billador left side. Back to McKenzie. Pass, Chitani. Had to be good. Was. Played back to the wing. McKenzie. Down the left side. Ran into the boot of the challenging Mutombo. The cross. Trying to center. Into the area. Whitecaps pressing. They've had a lot of control after conceding the 2-1 goal. Into the attacking area. Ambrose Tinmouth will just let that go out or try to let it go out for a goal kick. The Whitecaps able to keep it in. Play back out just outside the area. Harborside there in numbers. Bahari looking to clear. And a free kick will come. It'll go against the Whitecaps. Couple of extra whistles played around. Referee has a card out and will deliver a yellow card to the captain, Brennan First. Free kick inside Harborside's half. Hall will take it. Delivers it high down into the left side. McKenzie. McKenzie trying to dance around his man. Has Bilodeau in support. Uses him now. the cross off the right boot, well over everybody. Out for a goal kick. Apologies on the lag. I think we have gotten to the source of it, so apologies for that. Just still figuring out a couple of little issues with our stream here at Kickinishtuk. Just the second time that we've done this in this particular setup. The other couple of games here at Kickinishtuk, one was done through the league, through a streaming company, and the other one through Shaw TV with their infrastructure. So this one, a bit of a slimmed down package and just trying to work out a couple of the kinks in it from here to there. But thank you for sticking with us here on your Wednesday night. My name's Alex Ronsley. Pleasure to bring you this game from Nanaimo. Harborside, a 2-1 advantage right now against the Vancouver Whitecaps. 73rd minute. Harborside, the go-ahead goal in this second half. Vasilis Bagiopoulos scoring after the Whitecaps felt they maybe should have had a free kick or potentially a penalty. Harborside were able to take it back the other way. Corner for the Whitecaps. Delivered. Cleared away. Off the head of the Whitecaps defenseman. That was Purcell now out to midfield. And now here's Bilador. Harborside quick on a counterattack. Bagiopoulos just didn't time the run. He and Bilador getting wires crossed. And it will go out for a goal kick. Bagiopoulos just wasn't quite sure when to start the run, how to start the run. Just he and Bilador got their wires crossed. Down the left wing and in towards the middle. Hall and his man shoulder to shoulder. And a long drive chance here. We're out and it's rolled just wide. Great opportunity for the Whitecaps to equalize. Cal Weir, aggressive, close down the angle, and the ball trickles about a foot wide of the post. Weir with the goal kick. Time ticking down. 16 minutes left in regulation. And we'll see what happens in stoppage time. We haven't really had a whole ton of stoppage. We only got 1 minute of injury time in the first half. We'll see what the next one brings. Matombo playing that out to the left wing. Ambrose Tinmouth checking him. And it's put out a play by the Whitecaps. Throw in for Harbourside. I mean, every minute counts. Playing to the end counts. You saw that with the women's game on Friday night against Victoria. Conceded in stoppage time. Led 1-0 for a bulk of that game. This one configured a little bit different. Harborside having to come from behind a 1-0 deficit. But the 1-goal leads, you can't just sit back on it. McKenzie. Chitani. Credit the Whitecaps. They've come on strong since conceding. Beharry. Back to Farragut. Good touch pass. Chitani found Beharry. And now some speed down this left side. Beharry into minds. Ran into traffic. Regathers in space. Makes a nice move at middle. Suka Beharry unloads now to the right side for Hall. As Purcell in support uses McKinty instead. Tinmouth. Back to Hall. Up for Purcell. Pressured, knocked to the pitch. And a free kick will come. And again, just every minute that ticks by. Hall. Plays to the middle. Beharry. Some nervous watchers on the Harbourside bench. There is a substitute preparing to come on by the looks of things. For Harbourside. Still has the penny on. McKinty tracking a ball which went cross field and drifted the wrong way. Had to use his speed to get there and now to get away from an attacker. We'll play that down the right side. Searching for it is Bilodeau. It's put high and up the far side. Over the head of McKinty will fall to Hall. Now for Purcell. Crosses it to the near side. Chitani. McKenzie. Has some room left side if he can get past one. Instead, cuts in. Now feeds outside. Bagiopoulos. Cross all the way along the pitch. Tinmouth. Edge of the area, the pass. Bagiopoulos was just a bit of a 50-50 ball, and it'll go for a goal kick. And again, maybe just a lack of chemistry. Bagiopoulos hasn't played a ton. Just he and McKenzie just getting their wires crossed, and again, just trying to find that timing, that chemistry. Whitecaps controlling. They've still got some substitutions to make. Harborside have certainly made more. McKenzie down this left side. It will be Harborside to make the next one. Purcell. Step over. Got muscled off it. Here's a chance for the visitors, but it's quickly snuffed out by Farragher. As Purcell was tackled to the pitch by Chris Album, and Purcell still hasn't really gotten up after that challenge. Just a little bit of tightness in his left leg. Farragher working to stretch. And it will be Purcell to make way. So his night is done. Declan Brown will come on for him. And the night's first goal scorer for Harborside tied it at 1 on a spectacular free kick. And Charlie Purcell will head off the near touchline and make the long walk back to the bench. And Brown will come on. So Declan Brown makes his way.
Into the game, number 13, Declan Brown.
He makes way for, he comes on, I should say, for our goal scorer, Charlie Purcell. Chitani, the header back. Ball falls nicely. McKenzie trying to track it. Hall, dangerous, into the area, but Weir out, dives on top of it. He'll get his 6 seconds. And now Hall a little bit slower to get up and limping on his left side just a bit. He'll try and run it off. Free kick to the Whitecaps just at center. Again, the referee won't let them go. Whitecaps trying to up the pacing of this game. It's when they've looked their most threatening, but just not able to get off to that quick start off the free kick that they wanted. Controlling at half is the captain first. Thought about the right side, instead back in towards the middle. Harborside continuing a stingy defense. When called upon, Callum Weir has been excellent in net. First, at center. Over to this near side. That's for Nicholas White. He has the lone Whitecaps goal as a one-touch cross into the middle. Dangerous ball. It's bouncing. Still cleared over the top of the crossbar on a optimistic shot attempt. We'll get another Harborside substitution. Suka Bahari will come off. Making way for, or coming on for him, I believe that'll be Taylor Arbor. Bagiopoulos coming across to the left side, it looks like. Billador will slot over to the right. And then Arbor, who played a striker role a couple of weeks ago against Natsama, I believe will take that position that Bagiopoulos had. So he will go into a striker's role. Ambrose Tinmouth to play that central attacking mid. And then the flanks of Bagiopoulos and Billador respectively on the left and right. Arbor, a big body presence as well as a lofted ball. Tinmouth trying to bring it to ground. Bagiopoulos will on the right foot. Plays to the middle. Straight into it. Return feed. Bagiopoulos. Rebound. Kicks back out. Billador skies it. Billy Bagiopoulos able to generate quickly into the game was Taylor Arbor. but it all comes to naught for Harbourside. Long ball down the left side. Tracking back, trying to regather. And able to get it back out for a corner. Good back pressure from the Harbourside defense along that far side. I believe that's Brown. Whitecaps pushing almost everybody up, just 2 back. Harbourside, everybody's there. As a header, bouncing, still loose, dangerous. Whitecaps scored from a corner back in the first half, but Harbourside clearing this time. All the way out to center. He's the captain first. Back to the goalkeeper, Alexander, well out of his zone. Declan Brown on that far side, headers out of play. 83rd minute here at Kikinishtuk in Nanaimo. Harborside a 2-1 advantage. After Vasilis Bagiopoulos, Billy Bagiopoulos broke the deadlock. And out header towards the net. And Cal Weir will dive on top of that one. Didn't have a lot of mustard on it. It was Chris Album's header towards the net. It was right on the goalkeeper. And Weir will send this as far as he possibly can. Arbor on it. Couldn't drag it down. McKinty pressing up more into the middle now. He's played predominantly on that right wing on the back, that right wing back roll, but more now into the middle. Bagiopoulos back along this near side. Ball played to the sideline and out off the body of McKenzie. Urgency from the Whitecaps. They need to score. They trail 2-1. Harborside looking for their second victory. Long throw. Delivered but headed away by Harborside. It will go out for a corner. Again, bodies in the area for the Whitecaps. Bagiopoulos guarding against the short corner. Usami is there for the Whitecaps. It'll be delivered. Long. Past the back post. Headed towards the goal and just over on a second attempt. I'm not sure. I thought initially that was a clearance over the crossbar from Harborside. But it's an end-of-line defense. And a whistle will come and a yellow card going against a Whitecaps player along that far side. Again, the numbers are next to impossible to read. Anything past like the middle of the pitch for the Whitecaps. The red outline numbers on the white jerseys is not fun. But a yellow card coming against a Whitecaps defenseman. Maybe Shilton. But again, tough to get a read on that number. My apologies on that. Just not much I'm able to do from this situation. Here's McKenzie left side. Trying to play it ahead. Arbor there with the boots. Put out of play. Matumbo thought he'd kept it in for a second. It'll go out for a throw. McKenzie. Pretty okay to take his time on this one. We'll get it to Bagiopoulos. To Arbor, the return header. Bagiopoulos kicked on and out for a corner. Oh, they'll give a goal kick. Bagiopoulos tried to sell it. It was a long wait for a decision by the referee. And another substitution coming here for Harborside. As Ambrose Tinmouth will come off, Alex Dedame comes on. It's more or less a like-for-like change in terms of midfield for midfield. So Harborside continuing. Alex Dedame coming on. Harborside continuing in their formation, in their setup. Dedame will slot into that central attacking midfield role. Yeah, as I said, a like-for-like for Ambrose Tinmouth in terms of position and their responsibilities out there at the moment. Trying to cut into the attacking area, in the penalty area. Now back to the edge of it. Played over to the near side. Cross over the top of everybody. delivering that just out of play, Dalen Velios. We are nearing the end of our 90 minutes. 87th minute here at Kikinishtuk in Nanaimo. Still a good crowd on hand to witness this one. Harbourside a 2-1 advantage. Throw in for the Whitecaps. The long ball. It's high into the area. Headed in the vague general direction of the goal. Hull got a piece of it off his right leg. It will go for a corner. The Whitecaps still some legs to substitute if they so desire, but nobody really making a ton of moves as the Whitecaps again. Header towards the goal. Knocked down. Bicycle kick. They score. In front, absolutely insane goal as a couple of headers off the corner. It falls to crumbs inside the 6-yard box. And it's a bicycle kick to put it home. And the Whitecaps tie this up at 2. Two and a bit minutes to play before stoppage time. We'll have to wait for Matt Carter on the goal scorer. But Harborside did all the work, and it's undone by another corner. Twice conceding from corners tonight. Ball thrown in along that right side. Harborside will get a free kick on the muscle. The muscle tackle, I should say, the challenge. So free kick will come just inside half. Still don't have a read on the goal scorer. My apologies on that, but man. The bicycle kick in front to tie it up. Do we have another free kick will come here against Harborside? Whitecaps control. Do they settle for the draw? Is there a final push from both teams? A few minutes left to answer that one. Cutting in, edge of the area, looking for delivery towards the goal. He'll be disappointed with that one as Eo Mutombo sends it well high and out. The urgency is definitely still there with the home team. Final minutes in regulation. Long drive from Weir. Played up and ahead. Arbor the intended targets as two Whitecaps players collide and ball goes out for a throw. McKenzie. We've seen some interesting ones here today. The free kick from Purcell, stunning. And then the bicycle kick to tie it with a few minutes remaining. Can't say you're not entertained. Here's Arbor. Gets a ball. Crosses to the middle. Bagiopoulos settles. Drives to net. It took a brief deflection on its way through, but Alexander able to corral it. It was Dadam, excuse me. And we'll play 5 minutes. 5 minutes added on in this second half, and we are into it now. Is there a hero? Will 3 points be awarded tonight, or will we split 2? Deep in the own half. Here's White. Plays it up and ahead to the goal. Tight angled Weir, and it's deflected over. The shot from a tight angle deflected off Weir and just over the goal. And it will be a corner kick. Harborside having to withstand some pressure here late in this one. The corner kick. Delivered high, top of the area. Again, another attempt at a bicycle-like kick, and it's hoofed into the attacking half. Foot races on. Bilodeau collided there with the captain first. Just trying to reach that ball. It is a free kick Alexander calling to the referee, maybe wanting a little bit more. Alexander will take the free kick and look to deliver this into the penalty box. High, long, and a free kick will go to Harbourside. Weir will put it down. And again, a stoppage is, I believe that's still Brennan First. Down on the pitch, referee takes a look at the watch, so this will get added on to stoppage time. We're about 2 minutes into it at the moment. 5 minutes were allotted. Harborside looks, check that, pardon me, the Whitecaps look set to make a substitution. So first comes off. Into the game, Ben Schoten. As Weir clears it all the way down.
Into the game, number 75, Ben Schoten.
So Schoten into the game. Whitecaps on the ball. Long ball played down the right side. Nice little give and go. Here's Arbor. Does he have a cross? Centers let him down. Cleared for a throw-in. Just flirted with that corner post and the goal line, but out for a throw. Arbor, the cross, easily dealt with by the Whitecaps defender as it never really left the pitch. It'll be a long throw from Harborside. Is there a late one? Delivered high, bouncing in the area, and it's cleared away by Vancouver. About 4 minutes into the 5 minutes signal by the fourth official. Probably another 30 seconds to a minute added for the first injury and substitution. Ball cleared to the right touchline. Billador knocks down, but it'll go out for a throw. 2-2 the score. Whitecaps tying it late in this second half. Long throw, headed to the area, bouncing ball sent towards the net. Weir will play it aggressively. Tries to clear it, but he's only got white jerseys in front of him. The long throw finds Bagiopoulos left side. Has to wait for the ball to roll. Does. Gets a nice roll and then a nice pass through. Here's Dedam looking for a cross. Left side, edge of the area. Dedam finds one. Looked to deliver to Arbor. Couldn't do it. High ball, kick back out. Jatani. Over to the far side for Harborside. Delivers again into the middle, this time off a Whitecap boot and out of play for a corner. This could be it. We are coming to 5 minutes here of stoppage time. That was what was advertised by the fourth official. Last roll of the dice here for the home team. Corner. Into the zone. Headed towards the goal. Never made its way through. Hall will try and get there. Fans wanted a free kick. None will come. And the ball out to center. And a free kick will come instead of the Whitecaps. Given away. Here's a chance. Harborside back right side. Drive to the net and a save by Alexander in a corner. That was an errant, a sloppy free kick by the Whitecaps. Just gave it straight to the boot of a Harborside player. Delivered to the middle, headed away, just cleared out to center, and that will do it. And Harborside come oh so close to 3 points, and instead will settle for one. And at the end of that, I believe that stand-in Captain Fergus Hall has just been sent off. I didn't see a second yellow. All I saw was the red, but regardless,
Harborside, a huge thank you to fans for joining us for League One BC.
Regardless, that's an issue for another day in terms of missing games or anything like that. It is a 2-2 draw here at Kickinishtuk in Nanaimo as Harborside and the Whitecaps played an entertaining 90-plus minutes. We had a bicycle goal. We had a couple of goals from corners. A stunning free kick. Charlie Purcell from the free kick in the first half. And then Vasilis Bagiopoulos in the second with the goals for Harborside. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of your Wednesday evening here with us. Big thank you to Bjorn Sampson on camera again for us in this game as Harborside, another draw, another point as 3 fall just through their grasp. Their next play this weekend against Altitude back here at Kickinishtuk in a few weeks' time on June the 12th against Rivers. We'll look to bring you that game on League One here on YouTube. On behalf of everyone with Harborside and this broadcast, thank you so much for watching or listening. Harborside 2, Whitecaps 2. This is Harborside football from Kickinishtuk in Nanaimo. Bye now.